20 years ago, the X5 redefined SUVs, leaning into the idea that you could have truck form and car function all in one package. BMW even branded the original X5 as an SAV, a sport activity vehicle, to emphasize the fact that it handled just as well as BMW's lauded sports sedans. It didn't, but it did drive better than the SUVs of the day, and 20 years down the road, that's still true. Hi, I'm Mike Perkins from Car Gurus, and this is the 2019 BMW X5. On the outside, things are pretty traditionally BMW. And while this new X5 is 1 inch longer, 3 inches wider, and 1 inch taller than last year, you'd have to look closely to notice the differences. And chief amongst them is this grille with active shutters that has already gotten a lot of flack for being comically large. And in truth, it's really not. Now, there's no arguing that grilles have gotten ridiculous of late. I mean, we're entering late 1950s fin territory here, but this is neither absurd nor oversized. This is more like the proportional size that the twin kidney should always have been for a vehicle of this size. But that's not what you should be focusing on with this new X5. And I'll admit, figuring out what you should focus on isn't exactly easy. There are engine upgrades and tech upgrades and interior changes, and they all deserve your attention for one reason or another. But let's start at the beginning. This X5 is built on BMW's cluster architecture platform, which can be found on nearly every BMW these days, as well as the new Supra. It combines steel and aluminum and carbon fiber for all the usual reasons of increased strength and decreased weight and improved performance, and in short, it works. The standard X5 comes with a double A-arm front and multi-link rear suspension with adaptive dampers, but my tester came with a $1,000 optional air suspension, and the big upgrade here is that it's now bagged at all four corners as opposed to just in the rear as before. This means the X5 can be raised up to 1.6 inches higher than its base stance and lowered the same amount in the rear for easier cargo loading. And if you want things sportier or some better aerodynamics on the highway, you can lower it nearly an entire inch all around. So how does it feel? Really good. I'm shocked at how well this delivers a smooth but still sporty ride, especially with this setup. This thing is running on 20-inch run-flat tires, and if it can deliver a ride that's this nice, on roads this rough, on wheels this big, I'm willing to call it a class benchmark. And things will only improve with the stock 19-inch wheels, and even more if you could ditch the run-flats. And if you want things to be a bit sportier, there's the dynamic handling package. Or if you want things a little bit more rugged, the $4,000 off-road package will get you the air suspension, skid plates, a new electronically locking rear differential, plus an off-road drive mode with selectable terrain settings. Now, about the only thing not new on the 2019 X5 are the engine and transmission, and BMW didn't exactly leave those alone either. Output increases of 35 horsepower and 30 pound-feet of torque for the twin turbocharged inline-six bring totals to 335 and 330, meaning you'll get to 60 miles per hour a few tenths of a second faster than BMW's advertised 5.3 seconds. And if you want something a bit faster, the 4.4-liter turbocharged V8 in the xDrive 50i gets you 456 horsepower, 479 pound-feet, and will scoot you to 60 in about 4 seconds. And that's not even the M version. The updated 8-speed transmission benefits from new software, a wider ratio variance, and new torsion dampers for increased efficiency and smoother changes. It provides quick, confident shifts, and it never falls on its face. In fact, I'm willing to say that this transmission makes a great case for why dual-clutch automatics are just unnecessary for anything other than sports cars. And even better, it actually delivers the advertised miles per gallon, which is a huge difference between this and other luxury cars that try to get away with a hopped-up 4-cylinder engine. Go ahead, drive this, and then go drive an XC90 with its 2-liter engine, and tell me that the 6 isn't better sounding, smoother, and just more fun to drive. But the XC90 beats out the X5 in one crucial area: tech. With the Driving Assistant Plus package, the X5 offers what BMW refers to as strong Level 2 autonomy. This means that you have limited hands-free driving. The vehicle will maintain your speed, brake for you to avoid accidents, swerve to avoid accidents, keep you in your lane. It'll even make lane changes for you. The problem is, it's not very good. Now, to be clear, I'm only talking about high-speed operation. The extended traffic jam assistance system, which does the same thing for stop-and-go traffic, that is just lovely. It takes situations where normally I'd be pulling my hair out, and it makes them completely tolerable. I can't recommend it enough. But at speed, things are different. Now keep in mind, I'm in California. I tested this on smooth roads with clear, visible lines and perfect weather, and it still failed. The car just wanders back and forth in the lane enough to make you seasick, and it gets fooled by shadows, and one time it followed a car in front of me as it changed lanes. And if you try to offer any input, just try to mitigate some of this overcorrection, it fights you. I ended up turning it off after around 300 miles of testing and struggling. Yeah, 300 miles. So don't you say I didn't ever do anything for you. Probably the biggest change you'll notice with the new X5 is in the interior. The classic understated design of the old X5 has been replaced by aggressive angles everywhere, and dual 12.3-inch screens are the home for the updated iDrive interface. It's a predictably daunting system, but it's well laid out. There are some problems, however. Gesture control still just doesn't really work very well, and voice activation seems strangely picky. It works fine for me, but my cameraman, who has only a very slight accent, he can't get it to work at all. And I mean at all. So in the end, what is the X5? It's not a sport SUV, although you can make it sportier. And it's not an off-road SUV, although you can make it more off-road capable. And it's not the tech leader either. But what it is the best driving SUV in the range, with the best engine and transmission combo and the most comfortable, capable ride you can buy. It's a shame that the tech is such a miss, because everything else is wonderful. Hey, thanks for watching. For full details on the all-new 2019 BMW X5, just click the link in the description. You can head over to cargurus.com and read my full detailed review. And for more video reviews, just subscribe to the channel.